Good afternoon. Welcome to Mike and the Hoss on Wolfeboro Community Television. I'm Mike Danais.
And I'm Charlie Hossack.
Coach, we're supposed to have Devin Wade come in for track and field.
Yes.
It is Monday. We're on vacation week.
We are on vacation.
And so it's in the morning, so we don't know if Devin made it in. If he does come in, we're going to take a break and do it.
Definitely.
We've been hoping to get an update from Devin. He's had a stellar year in stellar winter anyway with track and field.
With track and field,
and big things coming for the spring season for him, too. So
definitely.
Hopefully have him. But we'll start with boys hockey today.
Okay.
Things haven't been going very well for the boys hockey team lately.
No, it's been a struggle.
It's been a struggle. So, they had played their two best games of the year between Portsmouth and Lebanon.
Right.
Then they beat Kennett last Wednesday.
Yep.
Which
overtime win.
Up there. Yep, up there.
Sure.
So that was Nick Potenza with the winner. And so then they went into senior night on Friday night, and they played Oyster River, who's very good this year, very structured, disciplined team. And the puck didn't really bounce Kingswood's way.
No,
and then it started to really, kind of an avalanche.
Like that snowball effect. Yeah,
and they ended up taking it on the chin pretty good that night, 7-0. So it was pretty disappointing. Then they turned around back-to-back games, and the boys team hasn't played a lot of back-to-backs. They went down to Dover on Sunday.
Right.
Same kind of a thing that. Struggle getting the offense going, few breakdowns, and then the snowball effect happened again, and that was 6-0. So they play today. We're taping Monday. They're playing today against a Portsmouth team that they have beaten, that they're fighting with for the playoffs, and they need to find something.
They do, yeah. we'll be going down to that game, obviously. And I think it's it's important. You looking at it from an analyst perspective. They've given up 13 goals in 6 periods of hockey. Yeah,
and it's kind of a confluence of a whole bunch of things happening. The offense is not clicking.
Yeah.
The defense is having breakdowns, and the goaltending had been better, at previous points during the year.
Sure.
And so it's not.
It's not one person or this or this line or that.
So and they're not kind of covering for each other.
Right.
A lot of times Oleg Sheehan has played most of the goal this year, and he's covered for some of the breakdowns.
Yeah.
A lot of times the defense has been able to cover for the offense not scoring a lot of goals. They've had some low scoring games,
and sometimes the offense puts in 5, 6, 7 goals.
Right. So they're gonna have to figure things out. They look like they're at this point they're in decent shape to get a playoff spot.
Right. But it's one of those things you don't want to roll into the playoffs on a down note.
Oh, no. And they have 2 games left, the Portsmouth game today and then the Merrimack team, who's in
very
second
good
or
team.
third
Merrimack
place.
is,
they play them on Wednesday, and then the season's over. The regular season's over. You'd like to see them win at least one of those games.
Right.
And today is their most winnable game. Just to get things rolling in the right direction. They have some injuries. They lost Jack Thompson to a foot injury.
Yeah.
Colby Clegg, their captain, was on crutches yesterday.
Okay.
So he's feeling some soreness. It's been the same old story we've talked about. Their depth is not great,
right?
And so when they lose injury, and when they have injuries like this, and they lose somebody, it adds up.
Definitely.
Girls hockey team, they missed a good chance for a win.
It was
Bishop Girton, the BG team.
You saw the Manchester.
I saw the Manchester game.
Yeah, it was the Manchester Central Memorial team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, they had a good chance on that one.
You did see the BG game.
I saw the BG game, and I know that the BG team, and when I was talking to the coaches, their position is locked up in the playoffs, and so they were trying to give some other kids a chance to play. And I think that's where I was saying that their angle for a win was pretty good.
Right.
Because BG was playing some other kids, playing their second goalie, and so the opportunity was there. And I know Coach Kelly was pretty upset with his team. Took some stupid penalties.
Yeah,
and
definitely
that had some effect.
Couple shout-outs though for last game with girls hockey. Abby Kelly had a hat trick. Unfortunately, Ella Savage was injured the last game.
Another injury.
So she could not. She's the goaltender, so she couldn't play goal. So Haley Kelly stepped in. And although it didn't turn out on the right side for the night, she had 32 saves.
Wow!
So for a kid, I don't know if she's played goalie before, but she did fine. So we've got senior night coming up Tuesday night at the Pop, and looks like everybody's going to be healthy, which is great.
And who are we playing on senior night?
I don't remember. Do we? No, that's senior night's tomorrow. So
senior night's tomorrow.
Yeah, so
okay.
senior night will have happened by the time this
okay.
the show takes.
Is that their last game of the season?
No, the last game of the season is next Saturday against Sauhegan away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good luck to the girls on senior night.
Yeah.
Boys basketball, there hasn't been a lot that's happened since we last talked to them. I think I went to their last game.
Yeah, and they've been off until it picks up this week.
So right now they're 6-8. They're in 13th place.
Yeah.
They have 4 games left.
Yep.
I would say that I was just looking at their schedule. 3 of them they should be favored in.
Yeah, definitely, because they've got Plymouth and Manchester West.
Yep. And Kennett.
Yep. And I think Merrimack Valley.
And Merrimack Valley, yep.
Yeah.
And so they should be favored in about 3 of those games. I think that they're looking like, it looks like 16 teams are going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So they would really have to fall on their face for them not to make the playoffs at this point.
I agree.
I think. So whether they can get to hosting a game, they have to, probably win 3 out of those 4 to get to host a game.
Right.
Which they can do. That team's got some talent.
It does. It does.
And, when I went to that game last week, I was impressed with the ball movement and they could score different ways. They could score from shooting. Brogan Shannon can get inside. Ethan Arnold we talked about it, played above the rim a little bit.
Right.
They do have a few shooters. They got some size too with Carter Morrissey who can get underneath. So that's it's going to be an interesting team, and I think they're going to be pretty scary when they do make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Who they play, how they match up against them, they could be pretty scary. I think the boys team could go on a run.
That'd be fun.
Girls basketball looks like they're not going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, they still have 2 games remaining this week.
And last week we said that they had to win all 4 games of their remaining schedule to make the playoffs, and they could have, then they would have done it. But they did it. They had a close one. I don't remember who it is, but they had a close one, and then they had lost another one, and so it doesn't look like the playoffs are going to happen for the girls. So their senior night is coming up next Thursday. No, that's boys. This Friday is the girls' Friday against John Stark. The girls do have a few seniors.
Well, we had them in here. Rachel and Grace. Yeah.
Grace Honors and Rachel Bono.
Yep.
And there's a couple other ones too, or at least one other one. And the names are struggling with me. But
so before I get in trouble with the girls hockey team, they're playing Lebanon tomorrow night.
Okay.
So I just checked it out. So
it's
Lebanon tomorrow night at home.
Have they played them yet?
They have.
Okay.
Yeah. So
is Lebanon?
They're a good team.
They're a good team.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. They played Exeter the other day, right? Is that who they played? The girls team played Exeter?
They played Exeter, yeah.
That was the Haley Kelly game.
No, the Haley Kelly game was St. Thomas.
Okay.
Yeah, because we had the 2 Catholic schools back-to-back. We had Bishop Girton and St. Thomas.
Okay. So. Swimming and skiing, I don't have an update. Do you have anything?
I don't. I know. So let's let the audience know. I have been in communication, or at least I have her contact, Sarah Bellafleur. So Sarah could not come on the show today because they're actually training up at Great Glen for Nordic skiing. She also does Nordic skiing. So Sarah and Lily are going to come on the show so we can talk about swimming. And then if we have Sarah, we might as well also talk about Nordic, which will be great as well. Good. So they're excited to come on the show. So
maybe next week.
Next week we can
off.
get that. Yeah.
All right. We've been trying to get them, and we're going to have that lull in between the season. We are going to actually have to turn the page and talk about spring sports soon.
I know. I can't believe it. Coming up, tryout dates have already been set. It's
Yep.
It's,
so
just a few more weeks.
That's awesome. All right. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Mike and the Hoss on Wolfeboro Community Television. We're going to talk some Red Sox, Coach.
Sounds good.
I'm actually looking forward to talking some Red Sox.
Me too. I watched a little Red Sox baseball yesterday. It was great.
And they had some of their starters playing yesterday.
They did.
They had some of their regulars. Yeah. So, did Pilar play? Was he in there? Did you notice?
I didn't see that.
Outfield?
No. By the time I turned the game on, it was mostly our Double-A kids.
Okay. So, spring training update.
Yeah.
Chris Sale's looking good. Mm-hmm. He thinks that he might be ready for opening day.
That'd be awesome.
Which is that's a big deal. If he's that healthy, that he's he's able to get through and start.
It's truly the management though of Chris Sale. I mean, he's
should it be? But should it be? He's $25 million a year. He's supposed to be a horse.
I get that, but he's not. I mean, so if you're going to make if you're going to make a push later in the season, and I know that everyone in the world has written the Red Sox off, I have not. So I think it's important to make sure that Chris Sale is managed, because if we get the Chris Sale of a few years ago, you can't hit him. So it'd be nice to be able to, if the Red Sox are within striking distance, to be able to have him healthy.
A healthy Chris Sale is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I get a little triggered when I
triggered. I love it.
I do. We pay frontline starter money.
Yeah.
And a frontline starter should be a horse.
I get it.
It should be a Madison Bumgarner.
Yep.
That can go on 2 days rest if needed.
Sure.
And is not an absolute beanpole.
Right.
That breaks down in the second week of May.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I just
his 3% body fat or whatever it is. I know. I get it. I get it.
I mean, I'm glad they have Chris Sale. And
I like Chris Sale.
And when they did win the World Series, he was an important factor because he was able to come out of the pen and do some different things.
Yep.
But we're coming up. This is our third year with Chris Sale, and the first 2 years he's broken down both years.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a drag. Another pitcher who's got hurt also is Erod.
Yeah.
Erod twisted his knee, caught a spike. I guess it's not that bad.
Not that bad, but still.
But
you don't want this happening in spring training.
There's a lot of drama that comes from Erod with injuries, and he doesn't seem to be somebody who pitches through injuries very well.
Right.
And that's another one that every year. Now, last year he didn't get hurt, and he had a very good year.
Good year.
Their best pitcher.
Right.
But it just makes me nervous. It makes me nervous when he goes down. Brock Holt is no longer a Red Sox. He's your guy.
He is my guy, the greatest utility man in Red Sox history, according to me.
That's a bold picture.
No, I know. No, I was still am a huge Brock Holt fan. Just a guy that is a solid baseball player that really can play just about every position. And it's sad. I mean, but he signed for, 3.25?
Well, and I had put down in our notes, Brock Holt gone, why?
Yeah. Signed with the Brewers.
That number is definitely within the Red Sox range to keep him. He can play every position. Yeah. He can start for a period of time. I think he gets exposed over a long period of time, but he can start for a period of time.
He can.
I don't know, maybe he just felt like he needed a change.
Maybe, and plus just kind of just the type of person that he was, very involved in the community,
huge,
outgoing. Yeah. Players loved him. I mean, it was sad to see him go.
Starting to see Chaim Bloom put his stamp, the new GM put his stamp on the Sox. That he is, he's making trades. He's moving pieces around.
Yeah.
It seems like looking back at his Tampa days and how they do it there, they make trades to make other trades. Mm-hmm. And so these guys that are coming in are probably going to be gone and packaged in another trade.
Right.
He's one of those chess movers. Mm-hmm. He's not a Dombrowski who just writes the check and says, this is a guy that is more of a Billy Bean type of thing, that I'm going to pick up these three players so I could take two of them and package them to get these three players. Yeah. And then I'm going to take two of those players and package them to get this player. And then I'm going to put them all together. I'm going to pick up this pitcher.
Right.
And so you're kind of that fantasy baseball type of mentality that he has, which is the new GM. Yeah. That's what Theo was.
Right.
Theo was, he's thinking 2 or 3 moves down the line. So I think it's good. I think it's good. Let's go off of the Red Sox around MLB. Any early favorites that you're reading?
I mean, I don't know about early favorites. I mean, the Yankees once again are a juggernaut. And but it's
I would say it once again. I would say that if you go once again, as in for the past 20 years now,
right.
But they haven't been that good over the past few years.
Right.
And they've been building from within, though.
They have,
and it's starting to come upon. And now they have some. Yeah. They have some studs.
Yeah. So clearly, I mean, I think they're the American League favorites.
I think they could win 120.
Wow.
I think they're that good.
They're that good.
They have the pitching. They have the offense.
Sure.
And they're picked. And I don't think anybody in the East. And I'm sorry to disagree with you, but I don't think the Red Sox are going to be much of a threat. I don't think Tampa's going to be much of a threat. And I don't think Toronto's going to be much of a threat. And we know Baltimore probably won't be. And so
no.
They're going to breeze through the East. They're going to. I'll bet you they play 800 baseball through the East. Mm-hmm. The Yankees do. And so it seems like it's lining up a Yankees, Los Angeles Dodgers World Series. Because the Dodgers are pretty stacked also.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And the Dodgers have been to the World Series the last 2 years.
Yeah.
3 years? No, I think it might be 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah, 3 years. And they picked up Mookie Betts.
Yeah. David Price.
I don't think the Price is going to make a difference for
No.
them. I mean, he's going to be at best a fifth starter. And, Price actually could help the rest of the league because he's probably going to poison that locker room also.
Yeah. Yeah, the Yankees are probably loving that.
Yeah. So
So that'll be interesting. I think for me the storyline, and I guess it's more negative than anything in it, and I don't want it to be negative, but I just want to see the reaction to the Houston Astros once the season begins.
There's some funny stuff out there with the Astros that, they're jumping in batting cages and just getting hit by pitches just to get used to the season.
Yeah.
The over/under for hit by pitches is 86.
Oh my gosh.
The Astros.
Yeah.
When all this stuff was happening and punishments were coming down and they said, the players are going to walk, I wasn't even thinking much of it. But then as time goes on and hearing some of the other players on other teams' reaction that, wait a minute, those guys cheated blatantly. They took money out of my pocket. They took rings off my fingers.
Right.
And those rings add up, down the road, the legacy and so on.
Sure.
They're being sued by a couple of players that feel that they were wronged by them.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to go anywhere. But
no, but it's it's making a point.
Rob Manfred has come out and said anybody who throws at the Astros is going to be suspended. But I think they're getting thrown at.
Absolutely.
I think they're getting thrown at. And I also think that PR-wise, the Astros in for a long season. I don't know if you saw their first spring training game. There was all kinds of signs in the
yeah.
And so, but what do the Astros do? The Astros management does. They come and confiscate those signs.
Yeah.
Why not let people say what they got to say?
Absolutely.
And now they just added to it.
Yeah.
By taking those signs down, they added to it.
I appreciated the headline, the first stolen signs of the Astros season.
I don't know.
It's so I guess I would say I'm looking forward to that, how the MLB, the players and the teams are going to react to the Astros. What about you? I mean, any other things you're excited about for the MLB season?
Well, with the Astros, I'm excited to see what kind of personality the Red Sox have when they come out. Interim manager. They lost their best player. Which I don't disagree with them losing their best player, but it is what it is. I think their identity is going to be a little bit different.
Yeah.
I'm interested in what Chaim Bloom does as far as the final 9 that come out on the field.
Right.
Because he is somebody that I don't think it's a coincidence that they have an interim manager. I think Chaim Bloom is going to be really on top of who's playing for day to day, and he's a numbers guy. He's analytics, and so that'll be interesting. Otherwise than that, I haven't gotten into the baseball season at this point because it has been negative.
It has been.
And we still don't know if there's a punishment coming down for the Red Sox. They haven't announced that yet.
Right.
So.
Right.
Bruins had a big trade, and I missed his name, but they did give up David Backes, a first-round pick, and a prospect. And by all accounts on the internet, the Bruins won the trade. There's a lot of excitement. He's a top 6 wing.
Yep.
He's going to help with the goal scoring. He's going to play with Krejci and DeBrusque, and that gives him that consistent wing. So that means they're going to have two solid scoring lines.
Yep. Which is great.
They're winning. They're winning. I want to talk.
Let's talk about Let's talk about David Ayers. He's the Zamboni goalie.
The Zamboni goalie
for the Carolina Hurricanes.
So every team in the NHL. Every home team in the NHL has to supply emergency goalies.
Yes.
So you have goalie.
Right, goalie. So you have 2 on the bench. You got to start. Not 2 on the bench. You got a starter and 1 on the bench.
And then there's a guy somewhere in the stands. And this happened a few years ago with the Chicago Blackhawks. That there was this guy that would go to every game. He brings his equipment, puts it in the utility room.
Yeah.
Every single game.
Yeah, and he probably feels like I'm never getting on the ice.
Right.
But he's there just in case.
Just in case, and he was put on the ice. So
Yeah.
Toronto happens to be their Zamboni driver.
Yeah.
Is their emergency goalie.
Carolina.
No.
What?
Toronto. He's each home team.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Gotcha. So they play the game in Toronto.
Yeah.
And so Toronto's emergency goalie that can play for either team.
Yes.
It's an NHL
That's
thing.
right. Yep.
And so both goalies got hurt early on in the game for the Hurricanes.
Yeah.
And so they bring out David Ayers.
Yeah.
And he let up goals on his first 2 shots.
Yeah.
And then he shut him down.
Yeah.
He shut him down. It was the most awesome sort. 42 years old.
Yeah.
The highest he ever played was Junior B's, which is about 5 levels below the NHL.
Okay.
And again, he's 42, just a men's league guy.
Yeah.
And he came in. So he had a Hurricanes uniform on, but he had Maple Leaf pads on, and it was just this hodgepodge of stuff. And he got first star of the game.
Yeah.
See the beer bath.
Yeah, going in. We'll get into the locker room. Yeah.
It's just, and then the EA Sports comes out with the EA NHL 2020. Yeah. He's on the cover. It was awesome.
That's great. I mean, what a feel good story.
It is, and for anybody, any men's league, recreational
anyone,
player,
I was pumped. I was like, this is.
You always hope they're going to pull you out of the stands.
Yeah.
It's just such a cool thing.
It is.
And it just doesn't happen. Probably happens once every 5 years that they actually go to this, that guide. So it was really cool.
Oh, it was good.
Celtics are winning. They didn't win yesterday.
Yeah, they lost the Lakers. Heck of a game.
I'm assuming you watched that game.
Oh yeah.
Lost by 2 points. Jason Tatum,
41 points.
41 off of a whole bunch of other 30-plus point games.
Yeah.
He has gone to the next level. We talked about him a little bit last week that he has really taken his game to the next level. He is a superstar now. At least he's playing like a superstar.
Yep.
They're getting scoring from Hayward, Tatum, Brown. Now Walker hasn't been playing.
No. It's been dinged up.
Enes Kanter, they're getting scoring from Enes Kanter and Daniel
Tice.
Daniel Tice, thank you. They're getting. Celtics are looking pretty good. Los Angeles right now is probably the best team in the league.
I agree.
Between them and Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And they went in there on a Sunday, and they got LeBron's best.
Yeah.
LeBron showed up for that game.
He did. Yeah.
We know some games he doesn't show up for.
Yeah.
It was a big Kobe Bryant game.
Yeah.
As far as the
very
memorial
emotional
stuff and like that.
Right.
You saw Tatum crying a little bit at the end of the game on LeBron's shoulders, which was really kind of a cool thing. I'm not a LeBron fan, but I thought that was pretty good. The Celtics are good.
They are good. They are good.
39 wins already.
Yeah.
They're gonna get 55, 56 wins.
They're gonna get that. You're gonna beat me in that one as well.
Yeah.
and I hope you do.
And they're doing this without Kemba Walker right now because they need him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kemba Walker. They can't get there with Marcus Smart as their starting point guard.
No.
I think Marcus Smart is a great defensive player.
He is.
But
and he's kind of the he's the now that you don't have the Kevin Garnett, he's kind of that guy.
Yep.
The Marcus Smart.
You just. Marcus Smart, sometimes very frustrating. He pops up threes.
I know.
He'll miss 5 in a row, and come on, Marcus.
Yeah.
But he definitely plays a valuable role in that team.
Yeah.
But you need this. You need the starter. You need the starter. And Kemba Walker is definitely, obviously, the starter.
Yeah, he'll be coming back.
All right, we actually have a couple minutes left to talk Brady and the Patriots.
All right, let's do it.
It was like week 9, I think it is.
Yeah. So we had texted a little bit.
Yep.
Amendola is gone, so
Yes.
he's not. I mean, he was gone for the Patriots, but he's not going to sign with the Patriots.
There was some talk that he might.
That there might be a reunion.
Yes.
So, and as far as the whole Tom Brady thing, I don't know. I had said to you, I'm feeling like Tom is not going to sign with the Patriots.
So you're
I'm kind of pushing that. I mean, I'm pushing farther and farther away that just with
the only last time we talked on the show, you were feeling much better about it.
I'm feeling like I what can if the Patriots offer him 2 years, $30 million, they can't bring in any weapons for him to throw to. They're going to have to take some dings on defense. Why would Tom Brady want to do that?
So the latest that I had heard that Brady is looking at a 3-year, $100 million deal from either the Las Vegas Raiders, or Tampa or Tennessee. Those are the 3 in the clubhouse leaders right now.
Yeah.
With the Vegas team being right now number one because they have some money to spend.
Plus, it's Vegas, and he could really push his brand.
Yes, I mean any of that
TB12,
West Coast, the TB12 stuff. Yeah. And that the Crafts would have to match that. So if the Crafts match 3 years and $100 million, like you said, that doesn't leave a lot of room to get in some of the weapons that he wants to get.
How about this? I know I don't mean to interrupt you, but how about this? You stay with Stidham, and then you give Stidham weapons. You just build up this offense. You still got a stud defense. And oh my gosh, I bet Stidham can go out there and win 9, 10, 11 games.
Only Bill knows where Stidham stands.
Yeah.
Now, it's been very quiet. Whether there's been stuff happening behind the scenes or not, my understanding is that there's not been any talk between Brady and the Patriots. Yeah. I think it's going to happen within the next couple weeks.
Well, it has to.
So they got March 18th. So because they're going to have to. They're going to have.
Next
to move
week's
on.
March.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to have to move on. Right now, I'm thinking there's probably not going to be an NFL season next year anyway with the coronavirus happening. And
oh boy,
it's getting pretty bad. And who's going to want to be in a stadium with 80,000 people if that's happening? I don't mean to be the doomsayer, but it really is starting to be a thing.
I get it.
See, Italy was basically shut down. They get trains not even stopping in cities right now because they had a breakout there. So this might not all be for naught. I don't mean to be all negative and doomsayer.
Mike has canceled the NFL season.
We hope to be here next week.
Yeah, please, yeah.
It's amazing to me, the Brady Watch, how nobody knows.
No.
Nobody.
No. Tom knows.
Does he?
I bet he does. He certainly knows more than we do, but we'll see what happens.
Well, we're going to put the offer out to him again.
Yes.
If he would like to call into the show.
He really should.
You can tweet us at Mike and the Hoss if you want to. I'll DM you with my number. So at any point, Tom, if you want to, give us the first scoop, you don't need to talk to Jim Gray. Just talk to us and let us know where you're going to stand.
I think that's great. So looking forward to talking to you, Tom. One thing I'd like to talk about next week, maybe we talk a little XFL. I got a buddy that works for the XFL. I'd love to talk a little XFL. So I've been watching some XFL games and I enjoy it.
You do?
I enjoy it because it's pretty good football. I mean, it's not NFL, but it's pretty good football, and I like some of the rule changes, some of those types of things.
I find the kickoffs interesting.
Yeah,
how they
I like the PATs.
I haven't. Oh, that's right. They have the 1, 2, or 3. That's interesting.
It's fun. You have to have a little more strategy.
I saw that, and we'll finish on this.
Yeah.
St. Louis, they drew 30,000 fans for that game.
Yeah.
In St. Louis.
Yeah. So it'll be.
So,
I think we should talk about it a little bit.
All right.
I think it's going to take off.
XFL
hey, we need to talk a little bit about our sponsors and thank them.
More than a little bit.
I'm going to start.
And the alumni game, too.
All right. Let me start with the sponsors. I want to start. Thank Downtown Grill and Cafe.
Morrissey's Pub and Porch.
Yep. And Skelly's Market. So thank you very much for your sponsorship. Bruins, go ahead.
Bruins alumni game, March 14th.
Yep.
That's at 1 o'clock. And tickets, there's a lot of tickets out there. All the girls' team and the boys' team have tickets. Yep. There's a lot of places to get them. They're looking to pack the pop on that. It's
Definitely.
a big fundraiser for the hockey team. So if you could please...
Raymond Bork maybe might be there.
Ray Bork might be there. Rick Middleton usually plays in these things.
That's so cool.
Local Steve Leach usually plays in these things.
Oh, very cool.
So hopefully everybody can get out there and watch some of the old-time Bruins.
Oh, that'd be awesome. So March 14th, 1 o'clock at Pop Whalen. Thank you to Allie Champagne for producing our show today.
Yep, and we will see you next week.
Go Knights.
Go Knights.